Hello, everyone. Let's take a look at AEW Full Gear from this past Saturday. So, the first match was Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy. Overall, I thought it was a decent match. Luchasaurus dominated for most of the match, and I was wondering, okay, when is Jungle Boy going to get some kind of offense? Jungle Boy made his comeback. He ended up hitting a elbow drop from on top of the cage, and then after that, he made Luchasaurus tap out. There was one point in the match where Luchasaurus hit a devastating tombstone, which I thought that should have ended the match. But Jungle Boy won, and I think it was the right call. The next match was the Elite versus Death Triangle. This match was, it was okay for what it was. Whenever you see the Elite, um, Death Triangle, it's the same thing. They do a bunch of moves. There's no selling. Someone can do like a really cool, devastating move, but then the person pops back up, so it doesn't really mean anything. These guys, they should definitely switched up a little, try something new. With their matches. But anyway, the Death Triangle ended up winning the match. They cheated to win. I thought it was pretty cool that they won because it's cool when you don't have things that are that predictable. So I thought that it was a cool ending. The next match was Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose for the TBS Championship. That match was not a good match. I mean, I really did not have high expectations for this match anyway. But Jade hit a really cool power bomb, and then she hit her finisher, and she got the one to win the match. I think Jade, she has the look. She looks like a star. She really does, but she needs to I think she definitely needs to go back and train. She definitely needs a lot more training. She needs to work on her wrestling and then also work on her promo. The next match was for the Ring of Honor Championship. I thought this match was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. There was one point, I'm trying to think what happened. I think, I forget, someone clotheslined Claudio outside of the ring and he just disappeared for maybe, I don't know, it seemed like forever, maybe a few minutes. Sammy hit he hit his signature and his finisher, and I thought that was pretty cool. Claudio threw Sammy outside of the ring. He had him in a press slam and threw him outside of the ring. So I thought that spot was pretty cool. And then Chris Jericho, he ended up getting the win. Claudio had Sammy in a big swing, and then Chris Jericho hit the Judas effect, and then he hit him with the Judas effect the second time for the win. So that was, overall, that was a pretty decent match. I predicted that Jericho would win, so I wasn't surprised. The next match was Saraya versus Britt Baker. I thought this match was okay. I was expecting the match to be a little better. Saraya, she looked, to me at least, a little confused and a little out of it. So I'm thinking that maybe she was, that maybe she was nervous because it was her first match in a long time. Britt Baker hit a few neck breakers. For most of the match, she was dominating, and then Saraya ended up winning the match by hitting her finisher twice. The next match was for the TNT Championship. Hobbs looked very impressive at the start of this match. He had a few power moves and also he had a pretty cool spine buster. Towards the end of the match, Wardlow had hit Hobbs with the powerbomb twice, and then he was going for a third one. Joe ended up clocking Wardlow in the head with the title and then covering Hobbs. So Joe won the match. So let's see if Joe can make the TNT title feel important, because the last couple of wrestlers who have held the TNT Championship, their runs were lackluster. So let's see if this makes a difference. Next, we had Sting and Darby Allin versus Jarret and Jay Lethal. I thought this match was just chaotic. There was definitely a lot going on. It was funny to me because this match was a no DQ, but it was a regular tag team match. So you still had to tag in your partner. So it was just kind of weird to me. Darby Allin and Sting ended up getting the win. After that, we had Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. for the championship. So for this match, I think this match overall, I really like this match. It was a hard hitting match. The only thing I was not crazy about in this match is that they were outside the ring for a long time. They both honestly should have been counted out, but it was a good match. To me, it was the best match on the card. Rebel ended up Rebel and Britt Baker ended up interfering. Jamie Hayter ended up getting on, so it was the right call. It was the right call. The next match was for the tag team championship. This match was okay. I actually felt bad for the Acclaim because for most of the match, the crowd was just dead. I think the crowd was just probably just over the show. Um, towards the well, I think at the beginning of the match, the crowd was into it, and then towards the end, they were like, come on, we're ready to go home now." This match was okay. It didn't feel like anything special. I think it was the worst match between both teams. Um, Keith Lee ended up leaving the match. Swerve was trying to get Keith Lee to use pliers, and Keith Lee said, "Oh, I want to do the right thing." So he ended up leaving the match, and then the Acclaim hit their finisher on Swerve, and that was it. Then after that, we had the main event for the AEW World Championship. That match was lackluster to me. I don't know. It just seemed like it just there was the chemistry between both of the wrestlers. It was not there. It was not there at all. MJF ended up winning the match. It was the right call. Everyone predicted that Regal was going to interfere and betray Jon Moxley, and that's what happened. So it was an okay match. Overall, AEW Full Gear, I would give it maybe a 5.8. Had some decent matches, but overall, the show dragged. AEW is still struggling to find a flow to their pay-per-views. And I think this pay-per-view was 4 hours, and the pre-show was 1 hour. So some of the matches they could have just reduced some of the time to make it flow better. But overall it was an okay show. Please leave a comment. Please let me know what you thought of the show, and take care.